Hello, welcome to Cybersecurity through a Criminology Alliance course. This is the first module, Module Foundations. Let's get started. Module Objectives. In this module, we distinguish what is the cybersecurity, cybercrime, and cybercriminology and how they fit together. Identify the actors, platforms, and incentives that make up the digital crime environment. See why technology enables crime, but human decisions explains it. And establish the vocabulary and models that later modules rely on. Why this topic really matters. Crime is a human thing for now, given the advancements of artificial intelligence and AI agents, autonomous agents, that is going to change, probably maybe changing already. So, but for this lesson or module, let's focus that this crime is a human thing and tech is a tool. Cybercrime is a problem that technology scales, not purely a technical fault. Effective security accounts for offenders, victims, and the opportunities between them. Artificial intelligence is reshaping both how attacks are run and how they are stopped. From individuals to enterprises, all now operate inside threat landscape. If we take a real world example, in 2017, WannaCry attack hit over 200,000 computers across 150 countries in a matter of days. Current almost 9 years back, if that happened, now in 2026 or 2027, the advancement of technology and AI, autonomous agents, this kind of cyber attacks can happen in a matter of hours or minutes or in fact in seconds across the boundaries of the countries. So, given this evolution of this AI and cyber security and cyber criminology is going to play a very interesting and important role. What is cybersecurity? Safeguards the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of systems and data. CIA, that's what we call confidentiality, integrity, and availability. It protects the systems and also the data. Security is delivered by all three working together: people, processes, and technology. Generally, there is a misconception that cybersecurity is only a technology problem. It's not really. It is a people, processes, and technology that enable the cybersecurity from both the offender and defender perspective. Threats evolve, so protection is an ongoing cycle, not one-time project. Let's take an example of a antivirus in your laptop, right? If we install antivirus, are we good? Yes. Do we need to update the antivirus when the not an antivirus or the antivirus provider updates or adds the patch? Definitely. So that means risk management is a continuous process. Good security lets an organization operate and innovate with confidence. We learned about what is cybersecurity. Now, what is criminology? Studies the crime, offenders, victims, and society using the evidence and theory. This is science of crime. This is a criminology. This goes beyond what happened. Generally, cybersecurity or cybercrime or cyber incidents, they focus more on what happened, what kind of cyber attack happened. But this criminology focuses on why that happened. That explains why offenders act the way they do. It's a framework that applies to cyberspace as readily as to the physical world. So, theories that travel grounds prevention in research rather than assumptions and just headlines. We learned about what is cyber crime and criminology. Now let us focus on what is cyber criminology. This sits where criminology, cybersecurity, and digital technology meets. This is cyber criminology. This examines digital crimes are committed, who they harm, and how to prevent them. Uses criminological insights to make security controls smarter and more targeted. An expanding field as more life and crime moves online. So now the crimes are becoming online or digital, given they can go beyond the boundaries. The physical crimes are also increasing, but digital crimes are expanding in tenfold compared to the physical crimes, given this access to the digital tools are now very easy. Then, what is the cybercrime ecosystem looks like? The individuals and groups who plan, build, and carry out attacks are called offenders. The people and organizations whose data, money, or systems are targeted are called victims. The networks, devices, and services, softwares that attack flows through is a technology platform. Businesses and institutions that must defend assets and users are organizations or individuals. Bodies that investigate, prosecute, set the rules, and govern it are law enforcement and regulators. It can be state regulations, country level or federal regulations. If it goes beyond countries, it's Interpol. There are different law enforcement and regulatory bodies that govern this cyber crime ecosystem. What are the key terminology? A danger, a weakness it can exploit, and the results exposure, threat, vulnerability, and risk. The total set of points where an attacker could try to get in is an attack surface. A technique or tool that takes advantage of specific weakness is a exploit. The controls and oversight that makes a target harder to victimize is a guardianship or safeguardingship. The process and impact of being harmed by an offender is called a victimization. Real world examples. A ransomware attack is a real world example. Generally, ransomware attacks happen by a malware or a bug kind of a thing that encrypts the data and exports the payment to restore the access. In the news, for the past few years, we are hearing a lot of ransomware attacks to the healthcare and banks. The offenders, what they do is they take the data, they shut down complete system, either healthcare system or the bank, and they will ask for money in order to release their system or their data. Business email compromise. This business email compromises, people will send, offenders will send the emails, as is one of your office colleagues or friends, people click on that link and it takes to the impersonation and grabs the data and steals the identities. Identity theft is also another way that the offenders will use. Nowadays, given the digital currency, cryptocurrency scams are becoming more and more happening. Investments and payment fraud exploiting the digital assets hype. So, if we take a real world example, in 2021, Colonial Pipeline paid almost $4 million a ransomware after an attack disrupted the US coastline fuel supply. So, it's a very interesting to see a fuel supply company got a ransomware attack in 2021. Case study and exercise. What I want you to do is choose a real cyber event. Just browse through the incidents this year for this cyber events and take one whichever you like, and take that cyber event and look at the crippling report. What exactly the report said, how is it being reported, and identify the offender, victim, what is the opportunity, and what is guardianship or guardrails or security that was already there, but still the offender is able to penetrate and create this kind of a cyber crime. And recommend controls. As a listener of this, I want you to look at the guardianship or the controls. I want you to recommend how this kind of cyber incident might be avoided or made it hard for the offenders, so that this cyber crime in the future may not be that easy whatever happened. So this is an exercise for you guys. Looking ahead, in the next module, we will explore actors, markets, and how attack unfolds. And I strongly encourage you to review this introductory cybersecurity and criminology literature, this module one, and begin a personal log of cases, terms, and questions to carry out. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to see you in my next module. Bye for now.